Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's another mod stream coming at you live. By the end of the day, I hope to have my new computer set up. Got my processor coming pretty soon. My replacement processor, it should be noted. So I'll be smashing that in there very gently and respectfully. So I am currently trying to figure out how to adjust this graphic so that it doesn't have quite as many issues with its maybe its curves, with its very bright pixels. With any luck, we will be able to figure out some way of doing this somewhat intelligently. The only thing I can think of is actually masking everything that isn't on the right out. So that we're only messing with the stuff that we're trying to reduce the harsh light on. As you can see, it's quite blinding. Blindingly bright. But, that being said, we still have the opportunity to get some more work done on the team color, as it was unfortunately lost to the world upon its translation here. And that probably contributes a little bit to the graphic seeming quite off. So, we're going to do what we can. Now, this might actually seem like a drawback of this particular graphic when it comes to editing the team color of it, but I should mention that it's really nice to see a graphic that actually has a... what's it called? All of these different facing directions, purely because it actually is more helpful for me to not have to redo the same amount of work that I did on one graphic. I think it's like a psychological thing for me where I'm like, oh, you mean it's not a giant waste of my time to basically be redoing everything? Other benefit that this particular graphic 100% has is the fact that it does not have a million frames like some of the other stuff that I've dealt with. So now, once I'm done doing this sort of blanket change, I am almost certainly going to have to get some additional individual work done in a few places. You can see a huge amount of stuff is missing. This would definitely be the brightest side. And generally, I just like to get the stuff that is adjacent to the colors themselves. I'm not actually sure if it is supposed to stretch all the way down there. It looks like it is. So actually, we should go back over here. And start the process of defining the borders for that. That will be important. Oh, that's really awesome to hear, Iquare. I was wondering what the status of that was. I like how it goes from orange to yellow to bright white. I guess I'll have to try and fix that too at some point. I guess an upgrade that makes them, or just the default behavior that makes them move while borrowed would be a neat way to have them be like more interesting or like safer. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this unit is much safer from harassment. But I don't know. It's not very interesting if that's the only change, right? So there's probably something else that needs to be accomplished there. I'm just not sure what it is. Okay, so with any luck, we'll seal off most of these team color issues. I can't say I'm super enthused to continue working on these graphics in this form, since when we're done working on Hydra in Brood War, we're just going to be taking these graphics wholesale and throwing them into the new engine once we get that up and running, so. Definitely feels like a little bit of a poor time investment. Because I obviously won't have to do any fixing by comparison. Maybe I'll still have to be editing team color, but it will be in a different function to this. Well, in that case, the only difference would be that they would be able to... Basically, you'd have the advantage of not worrying about the workers dying in the middle of a fight. For like, what's the term? Like if they were getting harassed, right? Worker harassment would not be... that big of a deal, presumably. That would be an advantage that they would have. Maybe you could make it so that it slows them down a little bit, so that they move at a slower rate, which would obviously impact the return rate. Then it's like a decision. Oh, I can borrow to avoid harassment unless they bring detection, and as a result, I have access to additional... Like, I can still harvest resources, even though it's not as easy, right? It's not as quick as before. It's still useful in some fashion. I think something like that would be, at least, I don't know if it would be interesting or thematic for that particular faction, but that's what comes to mind right now. I guess that should be in the other layer. I wonder how that even happened. Alright, well, I think I patched up most of the obvious issues with them. There's still some stupid spots around that I'll have to take a closer look at over here, I think. Okay. Yeah, for the most part, I think that's looking much better. Definitely still some issues over here. That also looks pretty shitty, but Ugh. Yeah, it looks pretty bad. It's nothing like this, for example. Yeah, I think it's fine as placeholders to use Terran, Zerg, Protoss, etc. Maybe we'll. I have a strong suspicion that once Deliverance is taken care of, maybe even before the whole thing is done, Veeq and myself and maybe some others will have gotten into 3D modeling. But if we haven't gotten into it by the time Deliverance is done, we'll definitely be able to get into it when the engine is looking closer to completion. So this particular graphic is this. I don't actually know what unit it is from Five Nations, but it's going to be. It's used for the Centaur. The biggest issue that I actually have with the unit is associated with its engine, where I will essentially have to. I think I'm done messing around with the team color for now, but I'm basically going to have to export each individual frame and then canvas it out pretty massively by like, I want to say 96 pixels or something, maybe even more, but it has to be square. And that's so that I can make it the engine. So, I mean, the actual engine graphic needs to be taken care of. So I think we'll go ahead and seal this off as game basic. And we'll say Centaur BMP. Otherwise, save as PSD file. Close that. I should probably move that over there. Yeah, with the upgrade, so once it's travels 4 range, it's supposed to detonate. So I can write some special thing in iScript if you want to have it detonate and do missile damage or something. I was thinking something like, if I find the Centaur missile, it should be right over here. It would be something like maybe use its air attack in it or something, since... Well, I don't know if air attack in it is actually used by something else. It doesn't look like ground attack in it is used by anything. So I think we could do something like, Centaur air attack in it. Place and 9. Imgol 530 do missile damage 1. Or sorry, 2 missile damage. Go to Centaur missile D&D attack in it. So I don't know if this would work as a way you would jump to it. Yeah, dude, Last Orders is good, except doesn't it still do the same issue, or did you fix it? I'm pretty sure it's still... They still suicide as soon as they take life damage. Yeah, so it still is broken. That should be enough for an engine graphic. I wonder if we need a more involved implementation of last orders using A's or something in order to fix that bug. It's pretty annoying. Is that going to be enough? Yeah, probably. So I was thinking I would grab the battlecruiser engine to see how that looks. This is the drop ship. Where's the battlecruiser one? TBM glow? Oh, that's bomber. That's Valkyrie. That's what I was using by default. Oh, it's TBA glow, which apparently I missed when I was looking through this. Literally the first one. I'm not sure if I actually can use that. Just because I was going to try to like stack two of them on top of each other, but these are very interconnected. So maybe what I need to do actually is find the Phoenix glow in here. Since it's one, and maybe I can stack two on top of each other without breaking the... I'm pretty sure that will not work, but I will give it a shot. And we'll try it. So let's do it by frame set. And we'll do Wraith Engine. And just minimize that for now. Let's go ahead and... Wait, is this too big now? Ah, shit. So I don't even think I can... I can't even import these. So how do we fix last orders? As soon as they take HP damage, they suicide instead of waiting until they die. So yeah. I really don't know what to do. So I guess I'll just have to manually make a frame set out of this one. So 266 times 17. And how tall is it? 226. Which, if my math is correct, is the same thing as 452. So we'll say, if we were to multiply by 2, that is. So we'll say, what was the width? 45, 22, 452. Okay. Make our first layer, and then start importing these. I hope that these are sufficient as far as their width goes. But hey, with almost unlimited image entries, we actually have a ton of possibilities for overlays as well. Oh, I guess these should be. Well, this is Centaur. PG. Okay. Now, take the Wraith engine. I forget how big each individual image was for the Wraith engine. With the blue explosion, we could just use this as like a projectile, to be honest. So I guess this doesn't actually tell me information about the actual graphic. To extract it, so it's 64 by 64. Okay. That is easy enough to handle. So we'll say, copy that. Bearing in mind, I don't actually know. Okay, right, I remember this. So we'll go ahead and smart object, rasterize, delete. And then I'm gonna go ahead and check this stuff to 64. And we're gonna go ahead and just roughly align this stuff. All right, that one looks pretty lined up to me. And this one. See, this is the main issue for me, is I have no idea how to merge these two. I don't even know if it's possible. I guess we could sort of like take the trail. Or no, we could use the lower layer as a mask for the upper layer and mask out only, make that mask only affect the really dark pixels so that you still saw it on the other side. But we might be stuck making it so that there's just one. You know what I mean? That might be it. Even though it's only going to be one. Unfortunately, I have a feeling that might be the case. Oh, hi. Alright, there's like a way to do this somewhat intelligently, which is... Take this. Whoa! Don't do that. Drag it down the precise amount of pixels that we extended it by, which was like 2... Okay. No, yeah. T26. Alright. Reorder this stuff. And we'll say this is 133.50, 390, 34, 391, 3.5, and 390. Wait, what did I just do? I moved the wrong one. That's pretty funny. So this is the one I'm supposed to move? Okay. So this one should be 391 and 4. Okay. I'm not so sure about that one. I think it was... Okay. Maybe it's because there's like actually a difference in the width or something. I'm not really sure how that works out. So now we have something going on here that tells us what's popping. Now we just have to do that 16 more times for all the others. So I hope you guys are ready for that. All right, I like that. So this is upper, this is lower. I guess I should have done the opacity test over here too. So that it looks like it's actually coming out. It looks like that is aligned, even though it's actually offset, apparently. So, I don't know. Hopefully, I haven't completely lost my mind. So now we're going to duplicate this, bring it down to lower, and again, do our little trick. Bring it down by the exact number of pixels that we're supposed to. We're going to copy the second layer. And we're just going to try to align these. So. Yeah. Again, I'm eyeballing it right now. Hopefully it works. Is all I'm saying. Alright. This is basically a slightly more involved process than what I did with the Wyvern's engine many, many moons ago. And the reason why it's more involved is because this graphic is larger, so it kind of has to be more involved. So that's the other complication here, is once I'm actually done with all of this, I'm going to obviously hide the Centaur graphic, but I'm going to need to figure out how to crop out or canvas out a lot of the surrounding pixelage so that we don't have wasted space, but we maintain our alignments. I'm not really sure how it's going to... I'm not yet sure how I'm going to handle that. I think that's actually in there. About as in there as it's going to be, I think. All right. We will also be moving this all the way down. About 226 pixels. That looks good. Engines are one of those things that's just a mess to mess around with. I am kind of surprised by how perfectly it fits, though. It's too bad it's not trivial to do that way. Oh, okay. Again, just an eyeball here. We'll know by flipping through them if they're off-center or something. It should be pretty obvious. I'm also very grateful for the fact that there's actually 32 facing directions for the graphic here. Because if not, that would be pretty bad. Wait, what did I just do? That looks like a dulled out one. Oh, maybe I moved this over here before actually swapping back. Not this fucking bot again, Jesus Christ. Go away. Alright. Ah, shit. I gotta look at that text before I hit enter. Just a couple more and we're halfway. I know, this is very riveting stuff. I am lucking out on most of these alignments just because it's automatically moving them there, which is nice. To align with whatever layer I put there first. And there you go, just like that. More than halfway done. Not much more, but still. Now, God forbid if I also wanted to do an attack overlay. I think we'll just leave the missiles where they are for now. Not sure about that one. Maybe it's fine. Well, the end is not quite in sight yet, but we're getting there. Unfortunately, as we get more competent, as we get faster at this sort of thing, Photoshop gets slower. Because Photoshop is a very well-programmed program. Lots of optimization, and yeah, pretty much you're just set for life using Photoshop. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to go. I'm just going to quickly delete everything I'm not using, and I'm going to restart Photoshop because it's taking too long to do basic shit like draw boxes, so, you know. And that took forever. In the older, when I was just there using it. Oh yeah, it's much better. It's crazy how fucking slow that made it for some reason. Hey, get out of here, dude. Trying to work as fast as I can because at some point this is going to go to shit again. This was stupid of me. Oops. Hello? Oh, hey. Wait. I pranked myself. Two to go, and we're done. Very exciting stuff. Well, at least we're done with this alignment phase. As I mentioned earlier, there's still the matter of organizing the frames themselves after the fact. Alright, well, you know... There you go. Cool. Now, that looks way better than not having an engine, so I think we're good there. Now, like I said, once I turn the Centaur itself off from this method, we have to somehow recenter every individual frame. Or maybe not. I guess we could, in theory. Okay, so here's what we could do, right? So like I said earlier, the width is like 266 or something. It'll tell us again if we try to import the... If I go into engine... Oh, wait, no, yeah. It was... Try to import this. Got 266, yeah, so. At 266 wide, but what was it, 226 tall? So we can do that. So what we could do is manually like crop and save each individual file. I can't even open these in PyGRP to allow for some easier way to do this that would automate taking the graphic and that sort of thing. Hold on one sec. Yeah, that was really weird. My right leg fell asleep, so hold that thought. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna walk around a little bit. Okay, I'm back. So, like I was saying, I'm pretty sure we can go ahead and save this, and then we have to index it with fire. Oh. Hold on a second. We have a visitor. Hi.
Hi.
You're on stream.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. What's up?
I'm super late, but I see we're too late.
You see what?
You are late too, so...
Listen. I don't want to hear any whataboutism.
Okay.
I'm working on some engines for the Centaur, and I don't know if you could.
I was about to do that request you had
Yeah,
for me
the
for
being able to
5GP.
import the frames to this at this higher.
How would that help if you can't even save?
Because I can export the frames in a different order.
You wouldn't be able to export it.
Why not?
Because BMP crashes.
What the fuck?
Didn't you remember the large code that Spikeware had with that?
No, but why does Poiquart have that? It's not a limitation of the file format. You can have BMPs greater than 256 pixels. So
yeah.
Why does he have that hard code in there?
Because he had coded some magic numbers in the format itself, and it crashes when trying to save too.
Amazing. Well, I guess it doesn't matter then, unless you can make it so that I can export it after. Jeez. Jeepers creepers. Well, okay, then I have to index this like I was going to. And I basically just have to crop out each individual BMP. Oops. Holy shit. Yes. After this, I was planning on looking into doing some work on the AI, but that depends on how successful this is. I might have to do more work after I'm done with this here. I would hope not, though. How far did you get with Gordon's AI? I haven't taken a look at it yet.
I think he's pretty good. I mean, I'm sure that we will have to tweak him a lot so he's competitive, but I think the personality is somewhat complete. Like, he's going Queens, he is going mostly Swarm and Hydra. He is going... he's using, for example, Lars and Hives a lot because I changed that block. I'm not sure about idle orders, but I also changed those.
Yeah, we need to finalize the changes as well, so for the abilities. I think I just overwrote that file, so I'm gonna have to redo that one.
Okay, I've pushed the change to page RP.
Does it save?
No.
Well, why don't you give it a shot while I'm smashing around over here.
Yeah, I'm about to do it.
I imagine the hard code that he put in there is too difficult to mess around with, or it would just take some time. I wonder if it's just better to write a C++ GRP tool, honestly. It would be nice to have one functioning tool for editing graphics files for Brood War that didn't have insane shortcomings. Like, the Shadow Flare tool is completely functional, but, well, it's functional, but it's very lacking in features and error reporting as well, so lacks in diagnostics. Amazing. Okay. Finally. I think the engine stuff is done.
Looks like it works for BMPs.
Oh, cool.
So that's cool.
It's almost like you lied to me.
I remember a hard code for saving, because you remember when I tried to add the row per, like sprite per row function, then it was a problem. I wouldn't be able to save.
Let me just make sure that okay. Well, that would have saved me a little bit of work, but I've already done it, and that just means that the next engine graphic or overlay that I do will be much more reasonable in terms of how I get to do it. Oops, I don't know what I just did, but it was probably bad. All right. Well, I don't think I need to do anything else because I'm pretty sure the I script is identical across all of these things, but... I should be able to just pop this open in here. I wonder why that hotkey breaks sometimes. All right, I think I'm done cleaning up. So I guess at this point, the other stuff that I wanted to do today was work on the queen changes from Parasite to Gamete Meiosis Energy Return to Brood Spawn targeting terrain. But I think the only thing that we're actually able to do... I mean, we can certainly investigate the others, but I think the Parasite changes themselves are probably the only thing that is reasonable to start working on. Because everything else, I think, will require me badgering iQuare for assistance. I did ask him to look into the last orders thing again, but no luck on that. He did start working on the sound effects data extender, and he says that if everything goes well, we'll have that done tomorrow. So that's pretty cool. Although the data rewrites are going to look insane, I'm sure. Oh yeah, this one, Centaur.
Go ahead, Command. Attack formation.
Apparently I
Roger.
did not overwrite the right graphic, or... Unit Hydra. Terran. Oh, maybe the iScript is wrong then for the actual. Yeah, it's still in Gauss Valkyrie engines, that's why.
Transmit coordinates.
Well,
Vector locked in.
it is not indexed correctly, or it's
Coordinates
not
received.
using the right remapping. I'm not sure which. Probably the remapping in images ext is wrong. Let's take a look. Oh yeah. So it's supposed to be draw func 9, and I forget what the offset is for, or the entry is for O-Fire. I think it's 1, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it is 1. Okay. The things you commit to memory working on this insane game.
Reporting in. Coordinates received.
Dude, check that out.
Transmit coordinates. Standing by.
I mean, I could only fit 1,
Go
unfortunately.
ahead,
But...
Command.
Actually, you know what would be really funny is if I ended up taking up 2 in-game image entries to add another one on the bottom. Because I think that's the only way that it would be reasonable to
Transmit coordinates. Attack formation. Coordinates received. Attack
do
formation.
that.
Roger. Attack formation. Roger. Attack
Yeah, that
formation.
looks a little bit
Coordinates
odd
received.
with the
Attack formation.
one engine being turned off.
Reporting in.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't combine it into one image entry is the problem. So I basically have to create a second image entry to call a second graphic called Centaur Engine 2, and then I have to make that graphic and just like offset. I think it should just be as simple as offsetting the fire to like by 10 pixels or whatever it is.
Because if you would try to offset it in the one picture, you wouldn't have enough space, right?
No, it's because it has to be transparent. So the black pixels of that mark that the graphic is transparent would be overlapping with the other engine. So I'll show you what I mean.
Okay.
But we go to Centaur engine. So basically, if I were to say, hold on, I don't know what just happened. So if I were to say, all right, here's my top engine, you'll notice that there's like all of the black pixels or darker pixels that are radiating outwards. That's in the O-Fire rendering or whatever, that's keyed to be transparent. So if I were to try to make a copy of this, I'll turn that copy off for so that you can see what I'm talking about. But basically, then I would move it over here. Like say I'll set it to 50% so that I'll actually see if it's in there, right? So hold on, let me just. So that would be about 11 pixels. So say I decide to do that. Okay, now I'll re-enable the other one. Oh, can't see it. And the game wouldn't, render it correctly either. So that's why it has to be a completely different one, basically. I'm actually going to do a quick test of like I don't know which one this is. Oh, there we go. Found it. So if I take this one and also lower it by 11. Yeah, okay, it looks like 11 pixels as a, based on that very, very, you know, proper test. It looks like 11 pixels is what we need, so. If I were to then say engine 2, engine 1, and then take this and lower it, by 11 pixels. Yeah, it looks right. Now, obviously, the goofiness of this whole thing is that we are going to be using... maybe it's wrong on the far end. I guess that's actually the issue, is that from the top, you're not really supposed to be able to see the other one. I wonder if I should just remove it from those angles entirely. Because it stops being accurate around here. This is the 4th frame out. The 3rd frame out.
Maybe it would actually be like stronger, so I'll try with it and then
Oh, what I'm talking about here is that the 4th frame out should actually be down here. Right? So that's easy to fix. But then it gets a little dicier the lower you go. Like, okay, I can sort of fix that. But you don't have, like, the ability to have a dynamic mask or whatever. Like this is actually going to go over the engine of the top engine. So that will definitely look a little off. And then at this point, it's like, there's nothing for you to attach it to. These last two are basically like, I should probably just remove them entirely.
I guess you could try using selection and deleting the pixels that are overlapping, but I don't know if that's not too much overhead for little gain.
It would definitely be a lot of work. I wouldn't mind doing it if I thought it would work out, but the other issue is that, well, I guess I've aligned them as best as it seems possible to, without doing or including like what you were saying. So I guess in that sense, yeah, we should probably just do that. Sort of like create a layer mask or something for the second engine. Well, hold on. Let's make the layer mask instead of making it from our pixels. Then we'll select inverse. And then selectively clean this up so that it looks proper. Because I agree that is probably the best way to do it. Oh, maybe we should have just made it this way, because I think... Yeah. I think we do that, and then we just go in on a case-by-case basis for some of these, because it does look like some of those ones got a little shafted there. I wonder if even the top one should have been the same as far as like the layer mask goes, because it is supposed to be limited, right? Oh, wait, no, I see what I did wrong there. So yeah, we really ought to only have done so for ones where it's actually supposed to be under it. So. Okay. So now we can adjust the layers themselves. So again, this one, I think, probably be done that way. Yeah, that definitely feels way better. Or looks way better, I should say. I hope it'll translate well in game. Anyway, now we get to test out your changes with PyGRP. Well, that was almost the change I was hoping for. All right, let's see. Epic. It does seem to work, so that's exciting.
I have Dark Colony.
Yeah, because I was trying to convert graphics for Necron a long time ago. I like how you emphasized dark. Reasonable. As opposed to Colony of Light. Bright Colony. Maybe if Dark Colony was slightly more interesting or useful as a what's it called? If it was more meme worthy, maybe it would have made it into a map grab. Unfortunately, it's just not the case.
What do you mean? Alliance with fucking shirts?
It did have Tony shooting piles of shit at people, so there was that, I guess, but it wasn't, still was not quite good enough.
Those epic cutscenes.
Yeah, I guess so. Didn't think about that. For some reason, it seems cut off on the side, even though it is 256 wide, so I don't fucking know what's going on there. But time to Centaur engine 2 it up. GRP ID 960. iScript ID is 291. And this is 1032. Can't believe it's needed 2 fucking overlays. That's the first, I think. I don't think I've ever made a second engine for something.
Go ahead, Command.
Oh
Coordinates
shit!
received. Attack formation. Coordinates received. Roger. Coordinates received.
Check it out, dude.
Attack formation. Roger.
Cool.
Attack formation. Roger. Attack formation. Coordinates received.
I mean, every time this unit moves, it will take up 3 image entries. Obviously, itself and the 2 engines. So, I don't know how cool it is. But it is cool. So,
Do you have image limit?
yeah, of course. There's an in-game limit to everything, and it's not very high. But we're working on fixing that. And by working on, I mean not really working on it right now, but it is on the chopping block. So there you go. We've done the Centaur image. Pretty cool stuff. I thought I just saw something that I had to fix, but I don't remember what it is now because I was too busy saying that's cool.
Reporting in. Coordinates
I am
received.
a little annoyed that the overlay goes through the...
Vector
or
locked
it gets
in.
obscured by the...
Coordinates received.
whatever this is, the fucking selection
Attack
circle.
formation. Coordinates received.
Selection circle by itself should probably be
Attack
fixed, but I don't
formation.
think that's what I was going to try to
Roger.
modify. I wonder if maybe it was its rank, but I don't think so.
Vector locked in.
Oh yeah, it's the fact that the graphic has holes in it that I already patched up.
Attack formation.
So what weapon Centaur actually have?
How what?
What weapon does Centaur have?
Attack
It has
formation.
4
Coordinates
missiles,
received.
dude.
Like
Attack formation.
normal or?
Coordinates received.
Explosive.
Vector locked in. Coordinates received. Standing by.
I guess the main issue with the missiles right now is that they feel pretty underwhelming. I'm gonna modify their launch spin a little bit so that they seem to angle out a little bit more. It'll look a little cooler, I guess. But
Coordinates received. Vector
otherwise,
attack
yeah,
formation.
man, honestly, the team color on this is gonna be ugly as fuck, but whatever. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you, actually, if you could take this PSD and turn it into a, and somehow adjust the lighting so on the right it's not so fucking harsh. If that would at all be possible. Meanwhile, I will get the updated graphic implemented. Oops. I don't know exactly what you used to reduce the highlights, but I tried to replicate it myself earlier and it was not successful. Let's make sure this actually opens. It's all right. It'll do. So yeah, I guess the Centaur itself is ready to deploy. We do need its upgrade handled, but shouldn't be too difficult to do, I guess. iQuare hinted at interest, his own interest to implement it, but I don't think he's done anything with it just yet. So the Hyperion, that's the one. We want a launch spin. We'll try 24. And I guess First Sergeant is actually fine as a rank. It just sounds really low on the totem pole.
Go ahead, Command. Vector locked in.
I guess the team color could be worse.
Attack formation. Coordinates received.
It's technically an improvement.
Attack formation. Attack formation. Coordinates received. Vector locked in. Coordinates received.
Why?
Transmit coordinates. Attack formation. Roger.
I also have to
Coordinates
figure out why that missile shit happens. I don't really know
Attack formation.
what's going on there. It might have something to do with the weapons stat configuration. Were I to guess. Maybe we can take a look at the longbolt missiles. Fly and follow. Remove after is the same. So maybe it's something to do with the flingy. But I'm pretty sure I copied the flingy precisely. Top speed, yep, and yep. I guess we can compare antimatter missile to the same thing. It's identical. Yeah, so I don't know why it has that issue where it charges forth and fucking spins around completely. That's really strange. Alright, I shall return momentarily. I gotta take a quick break to use the bathroom. So, see you in a little bit. Hi. I'm glad I got disconnected while I was AFK or something. What the fuck?
You just got disconnected, so I don't know.
Yeah. I was AFK. Well, this is definitely
Okay, 1 sec.
Oh, okay. I still want some of that blue to shine through where possible.
Okay, I'm back.
Hi. Thanks for doing that quick update. Appreciate it. Thanks. Jesus Christ. What a prank. That's a pretty absurd bug, to be honest. Pi LO, more like Pi lol.
Icar said that he will add generic unit pointers tomorrow, so that's very neat. We will be able to do the queen stuff, like energy.
Yeah, the gamete meiosis changes, right?
I think I will start Iraq now. I more or less know what his personality is, so should be good.
That would definitely be useful. Let's go ahead and save. Yeah, you missed me smashing away at the Centaur graphic, and then Veeq helped me out there. I have the engines working. Let me take a quick
Hi,
look.
Volatile.
What's up, Balathol? Welcome. Actually, I should probably close this. So, actually, before you start on Iraq, could you take a look at starting to set up the workflow? I think your files are more up to date than mine for Deliverance's MPQ. I'm not sure. I know you've been at least updating the Brood War scripts and AI script, Brood War script in, but I think
So
you were
should
also...
I actually split Deliverance to 2 branches too? Or
No, I think that's only development. We're not going to use GitHub as distribution for Deliverance when it's done, I don't think.
yeah. So actually I have the MPQ here and
It's
AI.
already split.
No, it's not. It's one branch.
What I'm saying is it's already split into the folder structure of the MPQ, so...
Yeah.
Okay. So we should probably start doing the same thing for Hydra in a development branch. So I don't know if you could set that up. And
Yeah, I can do it.
I'll start... I guess the main issue is I would have to clone whatever development stuff into a folder in the Brood War, like the Brood War directory, you know, because if I want to be able to run the maps or whatever that we run, that's
Maybe
probably the most
instead we
annoying
could.
part.
Maybe instead the easier option would be to actually have another repository that would be only for Hydra development.
Yeah, I guess that is possible. So maybe that would be better. So I'll set that up.
Yeah, then we would also avoid any merge conflicts and stuff, as the branches would differ a lot probably.
Oh my god. I don't remember my password for GitHub and I used too many password attempts.
Aye.
What a fucking shit show. I mean, I made the repo, but I can't give you access until I remember my password and it actually lets me try every option. So I forget what I was even doing. I guess I can close that. I was gonna try to figure out what was happening with the missiles, but I mean, the missile itself has the same exact ICE script as far as everything goes here. So I have no idea. So I guess I'll just plug in the updated GRP file that you sent me. Oh, I'll make the GRP file and then plug it in. So annoying that I can't switch that in the import-export dialog.
Standing by. Roger. Vector locked in. Roger. Coordinates received. Vector locked in. Coordinates
Did we just
received.
lose the wing entirely, or?
Roger.
Oh, I guess that's supposed to be part of
Coordinates
the,
received.
like, just a stripe and not...
Vector
It looks like
locked
it's supposed to be a giant
in.
wing or
Coordinates
something.
received. Roger.
But I guess not.
Attack formation. Coordinates received.
Well, anyway,
Attack formation. Coordinates received.
we have the engines. They look a little jank, but we've got 2 fucking engines on the same graphic, which is always nice. Never before seen technology here, boys. Of course not, Ikewear. Nobody gave a fuck about adding AI support for custom factions before.
Roger.
Most of these people didn't even modify their AI, let alone do engine level stuff. I guess since you've done that, I can start... Oh, wow, it locked me out of literally everything, including get ahead, when I fucked this up.
Wow, that's dumb.
And I still can't re-sign in, so... Okay, I guess... not even going to tell me that the password was fucked up there. Or if it was, because it's not actually able to communicate. Yeah, he still needed to do, goofy fucking tricks where he had regular drones be created from nidus canals or something so that they could actually morph certain structures. And they didn't even harvest resources. They harvest resources by triggers. How embarrassing. But that's what you get when you decide to make a remaster project. Holy fuck, dude. HTTPS credentials. Get out of here. Stop. What is wrong with this program? Alright, now you guys get stuck over there, you idiots. Fucking lunacy, dude. Ay, ay, ay.
If you have some time, I would be thankful if you would actually revise my
You started talking
orders.
as soon as I took my headphones off, so I have no idea what you said.
Oh. So I would be thankful if you would actually revise my idle orders. I'm not sure if they are very good. I guess they don't even allow to target allies and own units, so I think I will fix that now.
Yeah, I'll take a look in a second. Yes, 2 maps. Yeah, I added the Southpaw in its upgrade. Baelithal discovering evidence of lard. Yes, but he's saying that the game should already know the AI's race, so it shouldn't need to check that against the race of the unit. AI behavior is a shit show, dude. So much hard code. Can I try to sign in yet? I can't even download your shit, I don't think.
That's not good.
No fucking shit, dude. Why?
I guess Microsoft wanted to lock down the stream or something.
Preferred default emoji skin tone. Why is that a setting on GitHub? What is wrong with these people?
Wow,
Oh, I guess if I had enabled two-factor authentication, maybe it would have been fine. I don't know. I'm never gonna remember that, I don't think, but we'll try it. Oh wait. Hydra dev settings. All right. I've added you to Hydra Div.
Thanks. I will accept that.
Uh-oh. Epic. Hmm. Okay. Time to think about this one.
So should I actually upload some MPQ files for Hydra Dev, or will you do that?
Yeah, I'm gonna initialize it. Okay. It's gonna take a while to do this one. I guess I'll just go ahead and delete that shit. I think all this stuff is good to... Oh, okay. It's probably like copying over 1,000,000 frames or something. Never mind, it's doing it over here too, but whatever. I'll fix it later. There's nothing different about my ace. I just decided to not make it randomize the fucking name, because that's stupid. How do I even know what upgrade will be researched first? It's what calls the blocks in the first place that handles that. Basically, I made it so that these were as plug-in play as possible, so I could just decide.
So I'm actually supposed to edit the order where they are multi-run, like add some weights and stuff, right?
No, you just multi-run the checks. I mean, maybe the checks might not actually exist. I may have simplified them and intended to do more for the canvas. But if you look at the melee AI as a comparison, there's a huge amount of there's all these checks that check the personality and then manage some delays based on that, basically. So. That's how I handle it.
Does verbal pond require a like evolution chamber, or because I forgot? Not sure.
I think so. But I'm not sure either.
It looks like it's not requiring anything.
I think it was just the reason why people might get that mixed up is there's probably something. The original requirement of the Vorbeling was eventually going to be the whatever it was called, the evolution chamber, but I decided against it. Okay. Well, the MPQ structure is set up and should be easy enough to just import the entire folder in using PyMPQ. Though I do have to remove some stuff here. Yep, so it should be good to just import everything there. All right, so we have the dev structures set up. I'll go ahead and push this. This may crash get ahead. All right, I'm pushing that now. What's up, Mutas Dozen? This is for you. I like that we have either 6 or 9 as our emoji count for most reactions and Manifest Todd. There is one that is 8, which is very unfortunate. I also like that there's 3 for everything on the Discord welcome except for Wave Me Dad, which has 6. You guys are lunatics. Well, I think the gains are self-evident. You know, like Balethal said at the end of the Fraud Night, it feels like you can turn an early work with the say the you decide to go Stargates in the early stages of the game, you can actually basically get some sort of valuable foothold in the game and be useful, especially in team games where you're going to be able to enhance the composition of one of your allies. And especially with air units in general being more common, Auroras are actually quite adept at handling the early fighters of the Terrans and of the Zerg. And obviously you're going to see other Auroras, maybe even Corsairs from Protoss now as part of the meta that evolves. So it's, in that sense, I think it's been a really successful experiment. I mean, the core issue that we observed with regards to the Protoss Scout was that it was not used in anything, and its niche, or its combat role, was picking off enemy flagships, or picking off large enemy flyers, we should say. But there were really only a few units it was good at. It was really good against battlecruisers, it was really good against carriers, and that's because it was tanky, but still able to put out a lot of DPS. Not really good against anything else. I mean, I guess if you have detection, it can handle Wraiths relatively well in the vanilla game. Obviously not in Hydra anymore since we changed Wraiths to be light. It's okay against Mutas, just by virtue of it being so tanky, but not cost efficient to stop them. Obviously can't handle Scourge. Even when speed upgraded, you're going to have a hard time due to the projectile that it uses, instead of it being a hit scan thing like the Corsair, or indeed like the Aurora. So there's really not a whole lot that it's good against, because battlecruisers and carriers are rarely seen. Now, they have been more commonly, more commonplace in the context of Hydra itself. But even with more usage of scouts and carriers, you're not really seeing a whole lot of scout play, right? And I think that's in large part due to the fact that you can't guarantee that it's going to be useful for very long, but you can guarantee it's going to be expensive. Say your opponent, you end up, taking some sort of engagement with mass scouts, and you kill his battlecruisers, or you kill his carriers, or you kill his guardians. I mean, you can't even say that they kill Devourers, because if there's Devourers and Mutas, scouts will die very quickly. So it's not even really that good against Zerg Air. Obviously, Scourge also really destroy them. So now you've got to decide, even if I am successful, like, they're completely worthless against ground units. So if my opponent decides to switch into Goliaths, or Hydras, or Dragoons or something like that, or they just happen to have ground units that can handle the scout count, odds are you're probably not going to be in a position where you can leverage your scout army that was very good at defeating the flagships to actually working well in another context. And that was the core weakness of the unit. It was almost like a naval unit, in that once you do what that unit is good at, right? Or I would also liken it to a hard counter in many ways. It's very binary in that sense. Once you do what it's good at, you can't do anything with it after that. Odds are it's not going to be able to do any, provide much value after the fact. So we tried to rebalance the scout, really push it towards an aggressive option that is expensive, but also deals a fuck ton of damage and rounds out the other units that you're going to be building quite nicely. Obviously, Corsairs and Auroras do this hit scan concussive thing. They will help to supplant the fact that or supplement the fact that the Panoptis is no longer. I mean, it never really did well against light air in the first place, but obviously doesn't do very well against light air. And then, yeah, obviously, other than that, Auroras themselves can attack ground and try to help out with marine spam. Between the explosive and concussive damage, you're probably going to get an even split onto things like the Hydralisk, which is medium size. So there's a significant improvement, I think, in the diversity of strategies that is possible and the unit compositions that you can field. I don't want this to be something that happens every game, but I do want the possibility of you getting most of your army composition, like most of your core units, from any given production structure in the game. That doesn't mean that you're only exclusively going to be using barracks or stargates or, I guess it doesn't really work with Zerg anyway because they build hatcheries. But you're not going to only use like Hydralisks and Hydralisk morphs. That does mean, though, that it should be possible, I think, to get a huge amount of value out of, say, Hydralisks and Hydralisk morphs, and then have to augment or supplement their strengths and weaknesses with other units like Queens or Defilers or Zerglings or Police. And for the case of, Terran and Protoss, maybe you shouldn't be able to win just by going, Scout, or sorry, Panoptis, Aurora, Corsair, but maybe that could be your core composition, and then you could supplement with some, Reavers or some Dragoons, some Templar, whatever the case may be. So I think we're going in that direction as we add more units to the game. The sheer number of units in Brood War, the lack of a sheer number, the lack of a large number, is really the problem there, and that's what holds Brood War back from having that potential possibility of extreme specialization and then being able to augment on top of that. When it comes to handling other stuff, like reworking the Exemplar or adding upgrades for the Aurora, as you mentioned it, it's just a matter of figuring out what fits best in terms of thematics, but more importantly in terms of gameplay. So right now, the Auroras, with that Last Orders upgrade, I feel like they already have this thematic niche associated with them, the sort of power fantasy of this, spammable craft that is so zealous in nature that it's willing to, dive headfirst into death, right? Obviously, we would like it to function better, right? But, we're getting there. Now, as far as adding the Irilith Quay, no, I have not. I haven't even converted it yet. Mentioned that they will be reworked for Exemplars. I'm not actually sure what I'm going to be doing with Exemplars yet. I mean, I actually don't think they'll be reworked from the concept that's in the Wikidot. It's just that they were never implemented with that concept, right? So we never got the Kadar and Eclipse. We never got any of its other, the other upgrade that I had planned for it that I don't even fully remember. I think it was like a bounce attack or something like that. So we never really got its actual implementation done, so we don't really know what it's like. Obviously, when it was just shooting missiles as a work in progress placeholder type thing, it feels a lot like the Panoptis ended up feeling like, where it shoots missiles at both targets. That's not going to be its final attack. I planned a beam type attack, but we haven't done the beams yet. So there's 3 things that we have to do for the Exemplar just to get it up and running. And then obviously we also have to get a placeholder graphic for the Argosy and get that going as well. So there's a couple of different steps that we have to take in order for the Exemplar to even be implemented properly at all. And up until this point, it's just been a placeholder unit that, yeah, for whatever reason, also caused instability issues. I don't know why. So, with any luck, with a proper implementation and a more deliberate implementation where I am completely tracking all of its implementation, we will probably avoid any issue that was overlooked when I first implemented the unit because I didn't think that it was actually implemented yet. So, yeah. Oh, okay, I see. No, Attack Warveling Max and Attack Warveling Min are probably not swapped, but I would have to take a look at it myself. It's probably built off of the swarm max and min. So basically, they add more larva. They add more vorvelings per larva if they have low larva. That's pretty much the case for most. Oh wait, I guess not. There was some logic to it. I don't honestly remember what it was. I think it was something like, I want them to have more zerglings than vorvelings if they have low larva, and then as the game progresses, they're going to have more larva, so at that point, they should start to get more even split. There was some reason for doing it that way. I don't know if it even led to a discernible change, though. So I'm just going to quickly remove all of the files that I want to save here. Didn't really do anything with those, so I think that's fine. Okay. Okay, so oh, okay, I guess I have to hit browse. Okay. We're in there. What else? I'm looking right now at this, and I think, in theory, we should be good to, just throw that over there. I guess I can't rename the folder without. Yeah, okay. Oh, there you go. All right, now that I have everything under control, seemingly, I'm gonna double check to see if there's anything that I. All right. Well, Veeq, we've done it. There's a Hydra dev thing going on here, so check that out.
Cool.
Ah, shit. Yeah, it's gonna take some getting used to here.
It looks like Essence Drain is actually undefined, unless it's an extended upgrade. Is it?
It's a tech. Tech 35. What do you mean by undefined? In unit dev?
Like PyAI says that it was not found.
Oh, might be because I didn't ship you the latest Hydra unit dev Hydra. So
Is upgrade queue working with extended upgrades?
no, you have to use EXT upgrade.
So Kaiser Rampage and Cyber Siphon are extended upgrades, right?
Just look in upgrades EXT. Should be. Yeah, they are.
Okay.
Okay, with any luck, we'll have a little bit better, easier, cleaner time with all this junk. Man, there's so much shit that's still planned. It's crazy. Oh, that was pretty stupid of me. So, all right, that's already there. Yeah, our button sets are not looking too hot here. In terms of sheer space required for some of this stuff. All right, so here's my thought process. We move the support craft to the bottom, dropship to the bottom, right, the second row. Now, when you get a control tower, you get access to Valkyries and Wyverns. So, move those up there. Now, with the battle cruiser, when you have access to it, it will replace the Valkyrie, and we can make our button for the Centaur as well. Oops. And that'll replace the button for
Wait,
the
so
Wyvern.
Valkyries are actually control tower craft?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Only question is, I don't know if I actually... Oh yeah, I did. 1133. Alright, so now I got WRB. Oh, WCB. And that makes sense. Now we can go ahead and add the rally button back to it. And yeah. Okay, now here's the fun part. I don't even know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try to hide the unit's buttons from the button set for the starport. Oh yeah, this is the upgraded one. Ah, where are we? Oh yeah, I just realized the reason why my special gimmick didn't work before was I should have taken a look at this one, so if current button act flunk equals oh, I guess I could just wait, what is this doing something special? This looks like it's for the buttons that need to be taken care of in some other way. So form switch slash mode change question mark. Are you talking about Terran infantry armor, or are you talking about no string?
I'm talking about Terran infantry armor. I didn't
That
even
means
see
that it's an
the-
extended upgrade.
Oh, okay.
There's no support for extended upgrades in AI debug, so it used to crash before. We had to make it so that it just displayed the first upgrade instead of trying to display it, because like the way that I would try to tap into it would be completely different.
Other than that, I have ARC completed mostly. So
That's pretty cool. We're getting there. Oh, I see. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need to check the presence of an add-on. Now, connected unit does something, but it's only the add-on storing it to the parent structure. I don't know how to find out if the structure has an add-on or not. Maybe we might need to make our own method. I mean, clearly there's a way to do it, because The game itself does it, but... Oh, okay. Building add-on. Looks like it's part of the struct there. I guess it should be...
Kirby?
Okay. All right. I'm hoping that this works. Oh no, not again. Wait. I am confused by this one. It looks like he was also supposed to add some handling for the shaman, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I didn't notice any issues with it, so hopefully we've resolved that problem. Just when you think you got it all figured out, a tree comes down on you. I can sympathize with that. All right. I actually want to modify some stuff about all this. I can find my way to the right folder. Here we go. So we'll go ahead and edit these. Right quick. And I'm just going to wait for this one to finish so I don't jeopardize anything. Yeah. I don't think I made much changes to the Wyverns one. I mean, it always sounds pretty significantly different when I'm making a large number of change. Well, when I'm converting it into like the Starcraft 22, what is it? I forget what the bitrate is. Kilohertz or something? When I'm converting it into 22K for the sample rate, it's always a bit of a mess, shall we say. So there is always going to be some difference there. But I think that's all right.
Hi.
Hi.
So what are we doing?
Well, I am testing some button set changes.
The starport ones.
Yeah, I also added some handling for the what's it called? I started handling the stuff for Azazel escalation. Alright, so first let me find a starport that is not connected to anything. Well, clearly it did not work. Or maybe it did? Oh, no. Well, I think we would see the other stuff here. So, like, the problem here is that the Azazel and the Science Vessel are...
Wait, so science you're doing that, maybe you could also make a way around escalations to make the units available by default with add-ons and stuff.
Upgrade complete.
Like, for example, replace medic with Cyprian if no medbay is attached or something, I don't know.
Well, they both require a med base, so that would be kind of pointless.
Do they?
Yeah.
Ah. Wait. Cyprian, I said. No, not Shaman.
So you want me to remove one icon?
Unless we have some free space in barracks. I mean,
Yeah, we have way more free space in barracks than we do in
if we are not using escalations, we could try adding the units to the command cards by default.
I think what would have to happen is that the science vessel would have to be on the physics lab, so you can get Azazels earlier. You don't need a science vessel. They're more of a supportive craft, right? So
Right.
I think that's probably what I'll do. It seems like I was able to get the rough cut of everything done, but I definitely would prefer to actually not bother with the escalation system so that people could have more diverse. I'm gonna have to reverse a lot of shit, unfortunately, but so basically I'll just take the science vessel case here and we will add it over here. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. So this should fix that. I'm gonna quickly comment out the escalation handling. Wait. Oh yeah. Oh, my indents. Maybe I can just do that in general. So it looks a little bit neater. Okay. So now we have that. That should give us what we need there. I don't know if Iquare is going to need to unfuck the something on Aze's side for the escalations. It's a lot of work to unfuck those, to be honest, but I think it's worth doing because oh, there's some broken brace somewhere. Yeah. I think that's what it was. What's going on is Veeq and I have been working on trying to get this setup going. We've updated our workflow here, gotten a better file structure for all this stuff. And recently I just implemented a new unit. And I'm trying to see if my fuckery worked. All right, we have a complete command card. Now, unfortunately, it does only tell you, here's like the stuff that you get from a control tower. That is kind of a problem. The problem that we would have otherwise is I could just make it invisible no matter what and have only the Wraith show up. And then when you mouse over the control tower, it would say unlocks the following units. But that is still less information afforded to the player. So I don't know about that one. But anyway, if we look at this, I'll have to move the vessel over one, but seems to work fine.
Rate the waiting launch orders.
This is obviously not a Wraith.
Formation.
Don't let the guy fool you.
Vector locked in.
But yeah, so
Standing by.
pretty cool stuff, I guess. So then if we look at this one, obviously we have everything else. I do think that is, that's definitely better, for sure, so. The other issue, though, is, like, we would have to, if we wanted to do reservations, which allows the units to, allows certain structures to have double add-ons, like any structure that can build an add-on will be able to get another one. That would be pretty nice to have, but I think that's just going to require a new engine, honestly. So now we're going to make a case for Terran Firebat and Terran Cyprian. And we'll say has to match with the gallery, which I haven't defined yet, but I will after this. So yeah, what do you think, Veeq? Should I make all of the buttons that you can't have invisible and just give you the add-ons, and when you mouse over them it says what they are? Or should I keep it so that at least one of them is visible as a...
To keep it consistent, I would only show them on add-ons, I think.
Yeah.
So it's more readable and stuff.
I'm pretty much in agreement there. Why? Of course, if we end up having different requirements for... I think the Ghost requires... the Academy in addition to the structure, right? Let me see. Hold on. No, I guess not. So we'll change this as well so that the... Hold on, I'm just gonna find wherever the gallery is listed here. There we go. So we're gonna make it so that when you are in here, right, and you have this for the, let me see, Firebat. So we'll have to change this to must-have add-on. Gallery. And then we can change this as well in Cyprian to paste. Okay. Now the main problem is we don't really have... I guess we'll have to have another add-on occupy the spot where the medic is, you know what I mean? Unfortunately. So... I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. I'm not going to touch the factory.
I guess when we actually have that, then we have additional 2 slots because, of course, you can't actually build another add-on. At least not yet.
Yeah. But what I mean is I'm going to have to add another add-on button here, so... It'll have to be...
Really? Why? Do you have another add-on for barracks?
Yeah, that's what allows you to get the medbay, for example. I mean, the Firebat and the Cyprian need the gallery. I just haven't implemented this. I don't have a graphic for it yet, but... I'm not sure if we should require an academy.
Alex, by default, only allow for Marines?
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
No, it's just like the factory now only allows for vultures. It's always been the case that Starport only allows for wraiths. Although, actually, that's not true. The factory will have the Southpaw available by default as well, so... In fact, I should probably...
Okay, so I ran the map as an observer, and it looks like Protoss absolutely demolished Zerg, so...
Yeah, of course. The Zerg need, like, specific stuff, like base layouts and more tight build orders, I'm sure. Like, map-specific stuff, basically. But if you want to keep working on the build orders of the Zerg so that they end up being more competitive, even, like... I guess try to observe what's actually killing them. Like, why they have so little. I would also double-check the resource multiplier for the Protoss so that they make sure that they're not getting this... Like, if they should only have the tier 1 or whatever. I don't actually know what the upgrade is.
They get +10 per return?
No, it should be +9.
Well, then it's fact. So, I don't know. Zergs get 16, I think?
What the fuck? They shouldn't have that. Should be 12 for Zerg.
Maybe. Yeah, it's 12.
Okay. So for Protoss, they make sure that their upgrade for upgrade ID 58. It
Wait,
should be
where should I check it? In GPTP?
No, in the AI scripts for the Protoss. Are you just using the regular melee AI?
For Protoss, yes.
Oh. Why the fuck would it be broken then? You didn't set data disk for them, did you?
No.
Okay, I'll take a look in a sec. Hold on. Hold the phone. So now I need to find... I guess I don't have it open here. So yeah. Oh, I see. So what is a value increase of 1 for from 8 to 9? I don't know what percentage increase that actually is.
1 sec.
I guess I should do resource amount divided by 8.
It's 12 and a half, so...
Right. So that's why. And then to get 133%, I don't know if you would actually divide by 3, but I guess that makes sense.
Wait, is there actual reason you can't just type +1?
Yeah, because then when they get depleted, they're gonna still get +1.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this is for Terran, right? It should be 10?
Yeah, so this should be divided by 4, right?
25%?
Yeah.
And 12 for Zerg.
150%, yeah, so that's already in there.
Yeah.
Then we have map crap only listed for 175 and 200.
I actually used the last one for Ravensrook.
Yeah.
I actually think that I will need to add a stronger percentage if I want that map to be competitive.
Well, you can just do it this way. What else would you want?
I'm not sure. I would have to test a lot. So.
So that should be 250, right?
You multiplied by 2, so it's at least 300.
Multiply by 2 and then
350.
add divided by 2.
Yeah, but you use the plus equal operator, not equal.
Oh.
Nice comment.
Should be easy enough to read that comment. I think it's quite easy, quite trivial. All right, so now I have to do this. Let me find my build southpaw. Here it is. 1137. So we've got VSTG. See. This also means I should start setting up the data rewrite for it. I don't remember if I already set up the gallery. Yeah. Well, set up. It's definitely using the comstat add-on, I'm sure. But that's okay. But this does mean that I have to make a button set for it, among other things. So now I've got to go to the Academy. In upgrades, I should go to polyoid adhesive. We got to change this to gallery. So I guess marine range would still be... Marine range and stim pack would be all that's left on the Academy, because I'm going to be moving steel servos. And the research tech for safety off. And now I get to make a new button set. It kind of makes more sense to put that there, but it's okay. To put the range and stim on the gallery might make sense, but I guess it's fine to just have it be dedicated to the Academy is now a dedicated marine research facility. All right, so now I have to find the Academy and remove all this stuff.
So are we actually planning to replace Academy GRP? And maybe even the name?
I don't know. Honestly, we could probably just do away with the structure altogether and make it roll the marine stuff into the engineering bay, since... Well, I guess...
Yeah.
I don't know about that, really, because... Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not opposed to that. But I was also thinking that we could have the Academy be not only marine enhancement, but also like high-level infantry enhancement in the later stages, where it's like, here's some sweeping upgrade for all infantry or something. Well, it was originally supposed to be an add-on, but I think it's kind of pointless to use the Academy as
I guess we could have an add-on that would actually allow you to upgrade Marines and also speed up their production speed if you would want to be dedicated to them.
Yeah, you imagine. Just slap down a
That could work.
fucking cloning chamber. We can call it Biotron after Priority Survive.
That doesn't sound as good, but maybe.
No, Biotron, absolutely. All right, yeah, you're right. You're right. Zorbotron clearly is the correct name, dude. You know Chalks, the StarCraft 2 micro mission lunatic.
Yeah.
He's his name on SC2 Mapster, I think, is Zorbotron.
Wow,
So that name destroys me, and I really like it. So, as a result, I have taken it upon myself to make sure everybody knows about it. So yeah, Zorbotron. Hey. Oh, it's probably not listed as an add-on. So hold on. No.
If that would actually work, we could use it for Armory to work with Future Station.
Wait, what?
You had that bug that the add-on was not like attached to the structure when trying to build it. It could work for Armory if it would actually work. Because Armory and Engineering Bay both use Future Station, but they would need other offsets, right?
Ah! Well, I think I just need to make another. I need to take up another unit slot for a second future station to fix that bug, which is really annoying, but I don't see much of an alternative.
Imagine actually trying to make to detect Future Station in AI scripts. That would be annoying, honestly.
Well, of course, but the alternative is not being usable. So
we could try hard coding the offset for Armory, I guess, if we would find a hook for that.
yeah, either way, it's going to be an ugly solution.
Add-on complete.
Need a light?
Yeah, I guess it doesn't work because of the escalation shit. And I didn't make a case for the... Why would you format shit when I copy it? What is wrong with you? Okay. So we're good there. Build that. So yeah, I mean, at this point, we have laid the groundwork for that. That's going to be a pretty big update when we don't have to worry about that shit. And the Centaur is implemented, but it's kind of boring right now. I also think it probably just needs additional damage. And I was actually thinking of slowing down its missile speed a little bit. And... Oh, the Wyvern actually has a flingy entry. I was confused why it wasn't showing me the Wyvern. Wow. Yeah, the turn radius of 12, by the way. So in that case, we should definitely have the Centaur have, like, that. I'm going to nerf the battlecruiser's turn radius hilariously, and that will make it a little bit more interesting, a little bit more possible to outmaneuver it when dealing with its forecastle upgrade that gives it more shields. I think that'll be neat. I'm sure Don disagrees vehemently with that change. But he's not here to protest, so see you, nerd. The fuck? Oh, I don't think I added the latest plugin. That would be why. As messy as it is, probably, to have the plugins in the same folder as the directory, it's so much easier to add them when you're building stuff.
Oh, I would actually... I should actually do that, because it's so annoying to go back and forth in Firecraft.
Yeah. Well, especially for you, since you somehow maximize the fucking thing. And it can't be minimized.
Yeah.
Maybe if you... Can you change your screen resolution to be smaller and then back? Maybe that will fix it.
No.
You can't?
I'm not doing that.
Why? It's
That's
just
too goofy.
It's one click. Just see if it works.
Yeah, that would destroy everything I run now, so...
Would it?
Yeah, I think.
What if you have nothing running, though? Even if you don't have... I'm pretty sure if... Like, I could do it right now, and I'm using OBS. Well, maybe it would break OBS, but... If you're not doing anything else, you just go into display settings. And then you change your res. Something like this. Just put it a step down and then put it back up. See what happens.
Yeah, I can try, but first I will actually do the release stuff, the plugin stuff.
Yeah. I should actually check out the latest stuff from the Wyvern.
In the air! Have ourselves a little flyover! Commander.
Oh yeah, baby! Look at that!
Take it
Look at that
slow.
turn radius.
Set
That
a
needs to go
course.
lower, I think. I'm gonna
Take
do
it
like a
slow.
turn radius of like 6,
Engage.
and I'll do the same thing to
In
the
the air!
maybe slightly
Yes,
higher, like
Commander.
8 or 10
Yes,
for the
sir.
carrier.
Have ourselves a little flyover. Thrusters engaged. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I like the fact that
Vine
Thrusters
the,
engaged.
though have so...
We shall.
unless you changed it, but Wyverns had actually an insane turn rate.
Yeah, I
Like-
increased it recently. It's still not as good as the Wraith or the Azazel, but that's okay. I guess I should actually make a engine animation for the Azazel at some point.
Need something
I'm not even sure if I
Need
should
someone
use
Commencing.
the
Affirmative,
Valkyrie
sir.
one, because it doesn't really... I mean, it kind of matches, but it also doesn't really match, so...
Commencing.
I don't know.
Receiving headquarters.
Need something destroyed.
Destination?
Greetings, command.
Could probably take one of the blue ones or something and mess around with that. Should probably do the same for the Aurora, honestly. What even is that? I really wonder what's going on with the overlay there. I think the Exemplars broke the game because they created like 1 million overlays. You notice how it's like much more reasonable in the Scout? And it's like 80 of them or something over there. That's what... I think that's what happened. I think I just fucked the ice cream for them.
Maybe.
Like, where's the overlay for their engines created? Yeah. Yeah. Pretty sure that's what happened there. I'm almost certain that that's what broke it, to be honest. That made them so dumb. Anyway, I was just trying to figure out... Oh, okay, I guess the shuttle.
Nice Kakaru.
Yeah, it's Kakaru.
So wait, how that code actually created so many?
Because it was infinitely looping the walking block instead of going to an idle block.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Okay, so hopefully that fixes it, is all I'm gonna say.
We had to backtest it so many times, and suddenly, after not using them for such a while, you actually find the fix.
I'm just assuming, man. I don't really know, but I feel like if I just flew around for a while... If I, like, patrolled them or whatever... Yeah, it won't let me spawn anymore because of the image limit. We're already at it. So yeah, if we just keep doing this for a while, I'm pretty sure we'll break something.
Wow, we... Poor Barato.
Fucking idiot, why'd you move them around? We're supposed to use them as stationary units only. Yeah, so now I can move them, but I bet you, if we just keep using all of them, we would hit some hit limit.
No.
Yeah, that must have been it, man. And I guarantee you it must have been some really wacky shit going on there, too. That's really funny. Well, the thing is, it was desyncing before it was crashing, usually. Or sometimes it would crash anyway. It was such a fucking weird bug, man. Okay, well... That's goofy. Yeah, I blame Balefall, dude. If only he didn't use all of those. Wait, what? Oh, this is a super old one. See ya. The fuck? Somehow I missed one of them. I see you typing.
You.
I really don't think that should ever have gotten to the point where it was a problem, though. Really weird. But yeah, no, they don't spaz out with a million. It only looks like that because there's like 100 of them stacked on top of each other.
Standing by, awaiting command.
Yeah, now we can spawn as many as we like. Fucking brutalized idiot.
Standing by. Contact. Awaiting command. Contact.
See?
Standing by.
It's fine. No problem. Hilarious. Hilarious, epic, and wonderful. But hey, at least it's fixed. It's stupid. It shouldn't have been there. But at least it's fixed. Holy moly. Well, there you go. I'm gonna check the barracks again. Make sure that I got everything.
I can't build there.
Add-on complete.
Okay. So it's still in dev for sure. We still have to actually get a gallery graphic, smash DF until he gives me the icon, which probably takes him like 10 seconds to do. Then we need to add a string for it, which I'll do now anyway, even though we're not going to use it. I'll at least set it up in that respect. Oh yeah, and for the starport, I also need to find the science vessel and move it over. And then I need to take this. I actually had to offset it there. I think that was the only issue there. I'm not sure though. Go ahead and save. Oh yeah, and then barracks. G. Willikers.
Okay, those bad scripts will be very useful. So thanks for that idea, I guess.
You're welcome. Anything to help a homie out. Oh, I guess I'm gonna need to add a special case for the Wyvern. I'm not sure how to get the tech requirement, though. Like, I'm not sure how to see if the player has a certain unit. Oops. Hmm. Well, I guess the only issue here is that if I set it to enabled but you can't actually build it, I don't know what happens. So I guess I should check that.
Good day, Commander.
Because I guess that should also be the case for the other units. Hold on.
Receiving transmission.
Yeah, so it just doesn't do anything. Okay. All right, well, then it's just a visual issue, which is unfortunate, but... So now if I go into battle cruiser... Azazel... Shouldn't have to have that. Is that on? Okay. I'm not sure if the Centaur should be required to have the science facility. The thing is, you need a science facility to even make a physics lab. So I kind of look at the science facility requirement itself as kind of pointless. And I think in that way, maybe you can make an argument for the vessel itself since it's literally in the name, but I think it's even pointless here too. So, the reason why it's a requirement for the Wyvern is because you don't need a science facility to make a control tower. So that's where that comes in. So I think we'll go ahead and save it here. Close. And then find Valkyrie requires. Just remove the... Well, I guess I could actually just completely delete these strings in theory because the buttons themselves don't even show up. But we can do something like... Just remove that for now. Battle cruiser requires. Okay. So we can do Wyvern requires. That's still accurate, I guess. Azazel requires. Attach control tower. Centaur requires. Attach physics. Okay. We're good there then. Then I will just pop into here real quick and do some more flingy work. Actually, I think the only thing I was going to do at this point was edit the in-game flingy stuff. So, pop this open. We'll do battle cruiser. And we'll say turn radius of 6. Carrier. Turn radius of 12. So if it comes down to it and I need to open up some more strings, string space in the stat.txt file, I will be deleting those strings since they're no longer a requirement, but whatever, prank. Let's see what we can see here. What was I even testing? Battlecruiser.
Receiving transmission. Engage. Make it happen. Take it
I kind of
slow.
like it, honestly.
We have you on visual.
I kind of like it. Oh man, I also like it on the carrier.
Affirmative. Commencing.
That's pretty neat.
Attack. I thought you'd it my way.
So, definitely a fan.
Reporting.
Yes, Commander. Shall we? Thrusters engaged. We
This could even go up if I really wanted it to.
Yes, sir.
And I might reduce the turn radius for the
Affirmative, sir.
Vessel and Azazel a little bit. Maybe the Valkyrie.
Keep me waiting. Achtung.
So it doesn't just turn on a dime like the fighters do. That'll be like something that's very characteristic of fighters specifically, I think, will be that. So even like the Panoptis will probably have a bit more of a turn delay. So let's actually pop into PyDat real quick. Slightly increase that. We'll say. So I have to find the scout flingy. Oh no, I think the Panoptis has its flingy taken care of elsewhere. So we'll do Valkyrie. Nice turn radius of 18, the same as the Wyvern. I think I'll try to standardize it somewhat, and only just make like at least within a margin. So it's like, all right, if you're a frigate or if you're a corvette, then you're like within this range, flagship within this range, so on and so forth. Science vessel. I think they should both be 20, but I don't know if that'll cause issues because it has its own turret thing going on there. And then, this. We're going to make your turn radius 18 as well. Exemplar is using the Kakaro. We'll set that to 18 preemptively. And then I'm trying to remember if there was something else, some other unit that I wanted to experiment with. It was the Azazel, but I don't remember what their flingy entry is. I do know it uses the Rajagal unit, so I can base it off of that. Graphics. Scanted. Yeah, let's set this to 20, similar to the science vessel. And otherwise it's dropship, which is already kind of low. Compare that to the shuttle, which is also in the same boat, and the overlord, which is in the same boat. We might actually reduce the radius of the overlord morphs so that because they get a little bulkier. But all right, that's a pretty good start, I think. And we'll go ahead and add all those. Oh yeah, apparently I can add a folder now. Add directory. But it is kind of annoying, so I guess the shining light here, the fucking silver lining is that I'm not really going to have to. Oh. No, maybe it was something else. Because there was...
Hi.
Hi. How do I use this add folder thing? Is it not add directory? Or is it...
You click the MPQ folder.
Yeah.
Go one directory back. Click the MPQ folder. Oh, you have to use the other button, not the plus icon, but the yellow one.
Yeah, I do that, and then it does this. So I just have nothing as the...
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Why do I have... I don't think I needed these. Not quite sure why I had them in there. All right. That'll be much more reasonable. Okay. Okay. Pushed all those changes. I think that'll be it for my stream for now. I am going to check to see if my processor has arrived yet, and otherwise just have some food and, you know, take a bit of a break.
So by the way,
Go ahead.
sorry for interrupting, but can I have the QDP plugins in git ignore, or will it screw things up?
I guess we don't really need to push them. So...
Okay, so I'll add them.
Yeah, if you want to do that. Because I'm using it for the local stuff, but we can... Pre-receive hook decline. What the fuck does that mean? This exceeds GitHub's file size limit of 100 megabytes. Oh, okay. So I can't push the exe, it looks like.
Really? That's gonna be annoying.
Yeah. There's no more beta hydra exe for it to commit, so what should I be doing here? I guess I have to remove this. Before it was 99.99 megabytes, by the way. How do I remove this from the commit history?
You can't really. You can revert the commit.
Just this? Revert?
Revert. It's like in the middle.
No, I know where it is, but I don't know what it does.
A revert basically adds a commit that deletes the changes from that commit.
I hope that fixes it. No. So what do I what do I even do? Do I have to make a copy of the Hydra dev folder? And
Try renaming the beta the exe to something else, and then you should have an option to actually delete it in Git ahead.
it's too late. I've already removed it from the thing. So.
Yeah, it should be fine too.
What's the option to revert all the way back to this? Checkout or rebase?
That's gonna be actually hard because you already pushed it.
I didn't.
Oh no!
I literally can't push it.
Reset soft.
Oh, wait, what? Reference that you are trying to update on the remote contains commits that are not present locally.
Oh, that's because I pushed something, I think.
Great. Dude, what a fucking disaster. Oh. Wait, what? How did that even happen? Okay. That was dumb and completely unnecessary. So I guess now I have to fucking... Is there a way to... like link a large file GitHub repo or like use the large file GitHub thing, but link it to the same repo or?
I don't know. I don't get the limitation. Why would you limit it? It's so stupid.
Because they want more money, obviously. Well, I guess I'll remove some of the one of the music tracks. I was leaving it in there so that we wouldn't have the UED track in the Terran campaign, but it's not worth it.
It actually looks like we can override the limit in the repo settings.
Yeah, maybe if you pay money or something.
Probably.
Alright, anyway, I removed one of the tracks, so it's not that big of a deal. It's just dumb. I got rid of all my commit messages earlier too, but whatever. Oh, include get LFS objects in archives. But that's not fair.
It looks like there is some library or like Git extension that allows handling large files.
Well,
I'm trying to install it, but I don't know how helpful it is.
yeah, we'll have to figure that out later. I still gotta end the stream so I can do some shit, so... In any event, that means I'll be AFK for a while. Feel free to DM me your findings. Thanks everybody who watched. Thanks Veeq for helping out once again. We should definitely have some more time to get some more work done on Deliverance today, specifically the AI, but if nothing else, we'll definitely have plenty of time tomorrow, so. I will keep you apprised of what happens in my fucking background here. So yeah. Bye.
Bye.